Now today I want to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is due to open this Friday. It is looking like it is set to be the worst of the three films, judging by what has been said. This says here, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 tracking to be the lowest rated in the franchise. Now, just because it's the lowest rated doesn't mean it's going to be the worst film out of them all. It could be the best film out of them. But if we take this along with the projected box office takings for the opening weekend, which is 130 million box office debut, it's predicting. As we see here, as fans gear up for the arrival of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, a recent report via Deadline has revealed that the upcoming Marvel Studios film is tracking 130 million opening following the launch of ticket sales. While the numbers appear to be stronger than the first film, 94.3 million debuted, it still tracks behind the 146.5 million opening of the Guardians Volume 2 back in 2017. Additionally, the film tracks significantly behind Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which opened on the same weekend last year to 187.4 million. Regardless, with the upcoming movie several weeks away, it still has time to draw up more hype for a potentially stronger debut, especially if word of mouth can prove strong enough, which could lead to decent legs in the following weeks. However, keep in mind Marvel films tend to be more front-loaded at the box office lately, which was especially apparent recently in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania's nearly 70% drop in its second weekend. So it doesn't look like it's due to take as much money as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Again, this doesn't mean anything. Guardians of the Galaxy is pretty much the last of the original roster of superheroes from the Infinity Saga. Iron Man's gone, Captain America's gone, Hulk's pretty much a side character, but that also is because of distribution rights with Universal. Black Widow's gone, Hawkeye's gone, pretty much all the main characters from the Infinity Saga's gone now, and Guardians of the Galaxy, this is their final film, and then they'll be gone. So I think this is going to be the last of the major films for the MCU, unless they can get more support for the newer characters coming in. But judging by recent box office takings and the lackluster support of moviegoers, it looks like the insane money what Marvel is taking, like $1 billion every film, just isn't there anymore. And I think this is going to be a test for Marvel and Disney. If Guardians of the Galaxy does underperform, then I think they will have to look at what's going on. I don't think it will underperform a lot. If it does, I think it will take a good amount of money at the box office. People do tend to like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I thoroughly enjoyed the first one. The second one was okay, but I didn't think it was as good. But this says here, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is one of the most eagerly awaited films of 2023, and early reviews paint a promising picture. The film does appear to be trailing behind its predecessors in the critical acclaim department for the time being. The final film in the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy currently boasts a fresh rating of 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, while the score is by no means shabby. Volume 3 is still Marvel Studios' lowest rated Guardians project for the moment. The original Guardians of the Galaxy film, in 2014, currently holds a certified fresh rating of 92%, while 2017's Volume 2 sits at a certified fresh score of 85%. Furthermore, the holiday special, which was released on Disney Plus last November, has a certified fresh of 93%. Now, I haven't seen the holiday special, so I don't know what that is like. But the Rotten Tomatoes scores for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is now down to 78%, which has dropped again from the 80 which it said. Now, by no means do critic scores have the end-all, be-all of whether movies are good or not. We do find a lot of the time when critics give a movie a low rating, audiences tend to give it a larger one. Critics, to be honest, don't really mean anything these days compared to what they used to. But I do think Marvel will be keeping a close eye on this film. Like I say, it is pretty much one of the last big names from the Infinity War saga, what is out there. After this one, I believe it's the Marvels, which is the next one coming out, which I don't know how that's going to do. Captain Marvel film, I think, only did as well as it did because people thought they needed it for Endgame. That is the only reason I watched Captain Marvel. It wasn't a bad film. It wasn't a good film. The best way I personally describe the film is, if it was a colour, it'd be beige. It's just there. It's neither good or bad. It exists. The best way I could describe it. I've seen better films, I've seen worse, which doesn't really leave much from the first three phases leading into phase 5 and 6 of the MCU once Guardians of the Galaxy is over. We might see another Doctor Strange film, but again, I haven't seen Multiverse of Madness, so I can't comment on that one. But Doctor Strange 1, it was okay. It wasn't a great film. It was enjoyable, but I've never had the urge to go back and watch it a second time. But we'll have to see how well this does at the box office. Will it be a huge hit, what Marvel is hoping for? Will it be another mediocre hit, or will it completely flop? I don't think it will be a flop. I do think it will do quite well. I don't think it's going to take as much as previous Guardians films. I think the hype of Marvel films has died down. I think it's died down since Endgame. But what do you guys think? Do you think this film will do well at the box office? Are you planning to go see it? Do let me know in the comments below. And that's all from me. I'm off to make a fresh cup of tea.